You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts.
All right, Black and White Sports supporters. Well, we got a couple of things, both involving one of the most interesting stories in the league, of course, the Cleveland Browns quarterback situation. We got some video of Shedeur Sanders grinding as training camp is quickly here. I mean, it's here. Let's be real. All right, NFL training camp is here. We are officially, I think we're 15 days now. 15 days away from an NFL game with two teams on the field. Yeah, it's the Hall of Fame game. Yeah, it's the preseason. I don't give a shit. I don't care. I'm ready. I am ready to see some actual football being played of any kind that doesn't have a UFL tag on it. I mean, plain and simple. After we look at Shedeur's video compilation that we got, there's a very interesting article that has come out involving Kenny Pickett. And, you know, a lot of people were talking about, yeah, Kenny Pickett may be the leader in the clubhouse for the job. This doesn't sound like it. In fact, this doesn't sound like a guy that may even have a job on the roster, because there has been some mini camp and some opinions come out about his performance. And lack of a better way of putting it, it sounds like it was puke. Like it was straight vomit. Vomit with an orange helmet on. Throwing a football around with tiny hands. Here we are. We are a few days away from the rookies reporting the Browns. I mean, we're 2 days away, folks. And he is at a local high school. That would be Shedeur Sanders in Medina, Ohio. Throwing the ball around. Let's go.
Come back. Quick. Come back. Quick, Joe. Come back. Here we go. Come back.
All right, so that was Shedeur out there throwing the rock around, getting some reps in. Look, this is what you want to see. It is. ESPN Cleveland put this up this morning, and this was nighttime, and Shedeur was getting some work in. Let me just turn that down because I'm not trying to get no copyright hits. All right, so he's out there. Look, it's early in the morning or late at night, one of the two. Either way, he's not out getting in trouble. He's working. He's running sprints. I don't know what it is that Kenny Pickett and Joe Flacco and Dylan Gabriel are doing right now. I don't know what it is they're doing. Odds are, I bet they're not doing that. While it's dark. They might be. Maybe they are. And look, that's not against, you're not throwing against NFL talent out there. None of that. But he is putting in the work. You know what sucks about seeing this? It almost makes the speeding tickets even worse. Because we talked about the fact he had done a lot of the right things after getting drafted. And then those two tickets happened, and it was like, okay, we're right back to square one. We're right back to the NFL teams thinking you may be entitled or that you just deserve something, yada, 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 right? So, but it's look, these are the videos you want to see. Now, one could argue that it's a Shedeur Sanders propaganda tour, too. You could argue that because maybe the other three guys are out there grinding like that, and nobody's got a camera on them because, and that's the other thing. Why the hell does Shedeur always got a camera on him everywhere? You know, Angel Reese has got a problem because for the longest time, she was not concentrating on basketball. All right. She's gotten better the last couple of weeks, but she was more social media influencer. Camera's always out, watching me, blah, blah, blah. At least with Shedeur, I will say this. The camera is usually around him when he's doing, uh, more of the quarterback, the football stuff, as opposed to out partying, things like that, although those exist as well. The Cleveland Browns are expected to have a heated quarterback battle throughout training camp and the 2025 NFL preseason. And the odds, as tight as they are, it might take all 4 weeks of exhibitions to figure out which player they want to roll with under the center. So, let's just roll down here. So here we go. They're talking about Kenny Pickett. Despite putting up decent, albeit unspectacular numbers in his first 2 seasons, he failed to earn the support as a franchise cornerstone and was traded to the Philadelphia Eagles from the Steelers in exchange for a 3rd and 2 seventh-rounders. Some, including Pittsburgh legend Terry Bradshaw, believe the Steelers never gave Pickett a fair shake, abandoning him despite never putting him in a position to succeed. The Browns turning their franchise rival's failed prospect into a legitimate starting quarterback would be a huge win for Cleveland on several fronts. Unfortunately, as good of a story as that would be, it doesn't seem very likely that it would play out that way. There were reports that Pickett performed quite poorly compared to his peers at the Browns OTAs and minicamp. Why is this just now coming out? Lord knows, I've kept up with it. Cleveland.com's Mary Kay Cabot recently expanded on his early struggles on the Orange and Brown Talk podcast. Quote, "You didn't see it. I didn't see it. If we are saying that we did, we're kidding ourselves. We didn't see him pop. He needs to pop in training camp. He did not see it in spring. We did not see it in spring ball. Pickett may be starting a bit behind coming into training camp, but that doesn't mean he still can't win the starting nod come week 1. However, he has a long way to go learning the Browns offense, according to Cabot. Quote, "You're going to have to play fast and furious, and you've got to be able to run this offense and not be thinking about it. And that's what I wonder when Pickett talks about, oh, I'm just getting to know the terminology. I'm honing my pocket presence and play action. All of those kind of things. Then you can't be learning on the job. Time will tell if Pickett can overcome his slow start and emerge as the top quarterback in the battle." Wow. So it sounds like he's behind, potentially. I will say this, we didn't hear that, but we didn't hear a lot of good things either about Kenny Pickett during any of that. We didn't. The only thing I heard was that Kevin Stefanski likes Kenny Pickett a lot. Look, I think we all know what it looks like when somebody can't adequately run Stefanski's offense. All right? And pick up the terminology. Deshaun Watson. Deshaun Watson is a perfect example. All right? I mean, look, it was no secret that Houston largely tried to run a lot of those Clemson college principles and crap with Watson down there, and that's one of the reasons he looks so good, right? Now, one could argue maybe Stefanski should have incorporated some of that, but you get my point. Stefanski is a very good quarterbacks coach. And if Pickett didn't look good, that's not a good sign. That's not. I've said, you've heard me say it, I'll say it again, I've thought this was going to be Flacco QB1, Shedeur QB2. Dylan Gabriel, third quarterback, or on the practice squad. My issue, again, with all of it, especially hearing this, what are you doing with Pickett on the roster? Let him go. Cut him. Let somebody else pick him up that might have more of a need and can get him reps without it taken away. For example, Kenny Pickett and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Get him, pick him up, set him behind Trevor Lawrence, just like they did Mac Jones. But the point is, you've got two rookie quarterbacks that need reps. I wouldn't want Kenny Pickett taking those reps away. I wouldn't. You can forget it. I know Flacco even said, I really don't need the reps. Look, I'd want to get Joe Flacco the reps regardless. At least some good reps. Don't take the reps away for Kenny Tiny Hands. And I ain't got the biggest hands in the world, but I'm not an NFL quarterback. Shedeur's doing the right things. He's doing the right things. Out there working out, this and that and the other. That's good. All right, but we're going to have to see how that translates. The difference between Kenny Pickett and Shedeur, there have been some media members that said Shedeur looked good. Now, I would caution, I believe the media is really good. You're going to see a lot of gung-ho, we're pulling for Shedeur kind of biased media. I would believe that, okay? Especially from ESPN, because he checks some of their boxes. Just is what it is. Tell me what you think. Peace. I'm out. Till next time. Before we jump in, make sure you go to our merch store, our Make Basketball Great Again shirt, and our newest shirt that just came out. Both shirts are brand new. The American Flag Skull Fever Enforcer shirt. And use promo code CC22 for 20% off.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.